SMT Nation, we back. Nation, as many of you already know, I'm sure are aware of the national AT&T outage that happened on February 22nd. We've been looking for answers as to what exactly occurred. You've heard, speculative explanations and a lot of, hearsay about it, but really you just want definitive reasons. You want facts, right? You really don't want the speculation because it doesn't really get you to where you need to go. So let's hear what AT&T has to say on it, as a company spokesperson has released a statement to ABC News. All right, let's cover that here in today's video. Let's see if it makes sense and how things played out, and maybe what could have been prevented if something was possible. All right, the link for the article and press release from ABC News will be in the description. Ways to support the SMT YouTube channel if you want to show your appreciation for the content here can be found in the description as well. All right, so for this major network outage from AT&T, the concern was the cause. Everybody wanted to know. The speculation was it could have been a cyber attack of some sort, and that's really what the concern was. And that's why I'm sure the FBI, will be involved and will look into this and start their own investigation. But it appears, at least from the disclosure from AT&T, that that is not the case. There was not any form of cyber attack of any sort. So they're assessing what exactly occurred. They're evaluating the situation in detail, and they'll do a full investigation of it. But as of right now, the story is that there was some kind of a software update that went awry. And based on that software update failure, it was the cause of this network nationwide cellular outage. And AT&T, who, historically does software updates all the time, all the carriers do. There's updates for servers. There's updates for routing. There's updates for, transport. There's updates for features. There's all sorts of things, core updates. It happens all the time. Right around the same time frame, this outage started to happen. So these interruptions, while it's not unusual for them to happen, this particular one of interest because of its extended nature, the fact that it was an outage that lasted for the better part of the entire morning for most folks and into the early parts of the afternoon. So, you've got the entire trip to work, you've got the entire first half of your workday, along with your lunchtime. You may not have had any connectivity. And with respect, besides the scale of how many millions of folks it impacted, is also the fact that you had the potential cyber attack risk and thought process made this kind of high profile. All right, so looks to be that everything has been completely restored. Every functional component of the network and its core and its operation seems to be fine. And now we have some of the answers as to what happened. You had people speculating it was a solar flare that caused it. I don't know why the hell a solar flare would only target the AT&T network and only some of those customers. Shit doesn't even make any sense, right? And then people were saying some other things, and it's just conspiracy theories and all types of speculation. It just leads people to poor assumptions, inaccuracies, and to me, this makes more sense than anything. Now, the cause of the software issue, that's up for debate. Was it a systems issue? Was it a person, an individual who maybe missed something, didn't cross the T's and dot the I's? I think that's where AT&T comes into play, doing their investigation. But there'll be a couple more news stories about this in the future. Expect something in the next week or two, and maybe a final, follow-up, maybe a month or something from now, in regards to the FBI investigation about it possibly being a cyber attack. But those are the answers. That's what we know, and those things make sense. The solar flare and all that stuff is all just nonsense. But how impacted were you by this? What do you guys think of kind of the cause? And, do you think this could have been prevented? I think that's another thing that we got to look at is, could this have been remedied a lot sooner had the right systems been in place? Sound off in the comment section below. You're the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.